Hey, movie chapter here. Today, we are going to talk about a suspense drama film called Girl in the Bunker. Spoiler alert. So, let's begin. The story begins with a 14-year-old girl named Elizabeth who lives with her mom, dad, and younger brother in a house next to a large forest. Every day, she walks through this forest to reach her school. It's her normal routine, and she never imagined anything dangerous could happen on this familiar path. One afternoon after school ends, Elizabeth is ready to head home. Her friends get picked up by someone in a car and drive away together. This leaves Elizabeth walking home alone on the quiet forest road. The tall trees stand on both sides, creating shadows across the path. Everything seems normal and calm. But what Elizabeth doesn't know is that this simple walk will turn into the most terrifying experience of her life. As she walks along the road, a man suddenly appears from the forest wearing a complete police uniform. His name is Vincent Filia. He approaches her with a serious expression and speaks in an official tone, telling her she's under arrest for drug charges. Elizabeth is shocked and confused. She's just an innocent schoolgirl who hasn't done anything wrong. Before she can think clearly, Vincent puts handcuffs on her wrists and tightens a belt around her neck. Elizabeth is terrified, her heart pounding with fear. She wants to scream or run, but the uniform makes her hesitate. He looks like a real police officer, so maybe this is some terrible mistake? Her fear freezes her, and she doesn't resist. Vincent leads Elizabeth away from the main road and deep into the forest. They walk for a long time through increasingly thick trees and darkness. They even cross a small river, moving further from any houses or people. Elizabeth's mind races with panic. She doesn't want to go with this man, but she's too frightened to fight back. Finally, Vincent stops and makes Elizabeth sit down. Then he reveals the horrifying truth. He's not actually a police officer at all. He kidnapped her because he wants to keep her with him. Elizabeth's entire world shatters in that moment. She realizes she's been tricked and trapped by a complete stranger. Tears stream down her face as the reality hits her. Vincent starts asking strange personal questions about her life and relationships. The way he talks makes Elizabeth understand something terrifying. This man is mentally unstable and very dangerous. She has no idea what he might do to her. After this frightening conversation, Vincent takes Elizabeth to what looks like normal forest ground covered with leaves. But when he brushes the leaves away, a hidden door appears. Vincent has built a secret underground bunker in the middle of the forest. He forces Elizabeth down into this bunker and closes the door. The bunker is so well hidden that nobody walking above could ever see it. Inside, it's small, dark, and cramped, like a tiny underground room with just a bed and dirt walls. Vincent immediately chains Elizabeth and tells her the terrifying rules. He claims the belt around her neck contains a bomb that will explode if she tries to escape. He says he's planted bombs around the bunker entrance. If she tries to run, she'll die. If she screams for help, he'll hurt her. Elizabeth is completely trapped with no way out. She breaks down crying, more scared than ever before in her life. Meanwhile, back home, Elizabeth's mother realizes her daughter hasn't returned. She starts calling Elizabeth's friends, but nobody knows where she is. Panic sets in quickly. The whole family rushes into the forest, calling Elizabeth's name repeatedly, but the forest remains silent. They search until dark without finding any trace of her. When night falls and Elizabeth still hasn't come home, her parents immediately call the police and file a missing person report. However, the police don't take it seriously at first. They suggest maybe Elizabeth went to a friend's house or ran off somewhere. This casual attitude frustrates the family deeply because they know something is terribly wrong. The next day, when Elizabeth still doesn't return, police finally start a proper investigation. They talk to her school friends who confirm they left Elizabeth on the main road. Now a massive search operation begins. Police officers, community volunteers, and Elizabeth's family form search teams. They comb through the forest for hours and days. Helicopters fly overhead with special cameras. Search dogs track through the woods. But despite all these efforts, they find nothing. Elizabeth has seemingly vanished. What nobody knows is that Elizabeth is right there in the forest, hidden underground where no one can see or hear her. Inside the bunker, she's living through a nightmare. 2 days pass in darkness and fear. She's terrified every moment, missing her family desperately and crying constantly. She wants to escape, But Vincent controls her through constant threats. He warns about the bombs and threatens to hurt her little brother if she escapes. These threats keep Elizabeth paralyzed with fear. When Vincent offers food, Elizabeth is too upset to eat. She refuses, which makes him angry. He threatens to hurt her if she doesn't obey. Looking around, Elizabeth notices the bunker has a TV, toilet, stove, and lots of stored food. She realizes with horror that Vincent planned this carefully and intends to keep her here for a very long time. Elizabeth's mind starts working strategically. She understands that fighting will only get her killed. If she wants to survive and escape, she needs to be smart. She decides to pretend to cooperate and slowly gain Vincent's trust. It's her only chance. On the third day, Elizabeth hears muffled voices outside. Search parties are right above them. Hope surges through her, but Vincent immediately covers her mouth and presses his gun to her head, whispering that he'll kill her if she makes any sound. The searchers walk directly over the hidden bunker without seeing anything because it's covered so well. They move on, and Elizabeth's hope fades with their voices. That evening, they watch TV together. Elizabeth sees herself on the news, her school photo, her crying parents begging for information, police helicopters searching with thermal cameras. Watching her devastated family breaks Elizabeth's heart. But Vincent is prepared even for the helicopters. He wraps them in special metallic material that blocks their body heat from detection. Days pass slowly in the dark bunker. Vincent tells stories about his past, trying to justify his actions. Elizabeth listens carefully, studying how his mind works and learning his patterns. She continues acting cooperative and friendly toward him. By the sixth day, her strategy works. Vincent starts trusting her enough to remove her chains. He even shows her how his gun works, which gives Elizabeth valuable information. One night, Vincent takes Elizabeth outside the bunker for the first time. Her hands are handcuffed, but she can finally breathe fresh air and see stars again. When they hear a helicopter approaching, Vincent panics and rushes her back inside. But Elizabeth thinks quickly. She deliberately drops one of her shoes on the ground as a clue for searchers to find. Back in the bunker, Elizabeth makes a crucial discovery. Vincent has a cell phone. The next morning while he sleeps, she carefully takes the phone and types a desperate message to her mother asking for help. But there's no signal underground. She opens the door slightly hoping to get signal, but nothing works. Heartbroken, she deletes the message and returns the phone. She even considers using Vincent's gun to hurt him and escape, but when she tries, the gun jams. Every escape attempt fails, and Elizabeth cries in despair. By the eighth day, even the police are losing hope and considering ending the search. But then something miraculous happens. The message Elizabeth deleted somehow sends automatically when Vincent later takes his phone where there's signal. It reaches her mother's phone with Elizabeth's secret family nickname included. Elizabeth's parents are shocked but filled with hope. They rush to show police, who trace the phone number to a woman who knows Vincent. She reveals he's a wanted criminal hiding in the forest, and she's been leaving him food supplies. Police discover Vincent has multiple criminal charges, including previous kidnapping attempts. Everything connects. He definitely has Elizabeth in an underground bunker. The police chief makes a bold decision. He releases all information about Vincent to the media, gambling that this will make him panic. The strategy works perfectly. When Vincent sees his face on TV and hears that police know everything, he becomes furious. He accuses Elizabeth of betraying him. But Elizabeth stays incredibly calm. She tells him to check his phone. There are no messages because she deleted them. She convinces him the police are just bluffing to trick him. Then Elizabeth plays her smartest card. She pretends to care about him and suggests he should run away temporarily while she waits faithfully in the bunker. When things calm down, he can return and they'll leave together. Vincent, who has come to believe Elizabeth actually cares for him, falls completely for this plan. He leaves the bunker to escape, thinking she'll wait for his return. The moment he's gone, Elizabeth climbs out into daylight after 10 horrible days underground. She's scared of the bombs he mentioned, but then she hears search teams nearby. She screams for help with all her strength. Police arrive quickly and discover all the bombs were fake, just props to scare her. They rescue Elizabeth and bring her home safely. When Elizabeth sees her family again, everyone collapses together crying and hugging. After 10 days of hell, she's finally safe at home. A few days later, police arrest Vincent. The court sentences him to life in prison for his crimes, and with this, the story of the film ends. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.